Hi! Thank you so much for tuning in for your August 2017 Written in the Stars Horoscope. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before, and if you're back, hi again. This is a really pivotal month for a couple of reasons, both personally and astrologically. So let's start with the personal side. It's our anniversary. It's been one full year that I've been uploading these videos to YouTube, and I just really want to say thank you. Thank you so much that every like, every share, comment, subscribe has really truly meant the world and driven me further toward my dream, which kind of fits into the astrological theme for this month. But I just want to say thank you, and that it truly means the world. Like, I could say so many things, but they're all going to sound cliched, but please trust that this is coming from the bottom of my awkward heart. Okay, so astrologically speaking, you've probably heard the news around the astrological water cooler is that we are heading into eclipse season, a time when things really get supercharged. You can think of eclipses, which always occur on new and full moons, as new and full moons on steroids. If a full moon means things are done and it's time to move on, something has either come to completion or crisis and it's time to make a new start, then a full moon eclipse is like, whoa, it's really time to move this out and be done with it. Let it go so you can move forward with more momentum. That's coming full moon in Aquarius on August the 7th, depending on where you are in the world. But the really exciting news is that August 21st, new moon, full solar eclipse in Leo, repping that Leo new moon. Leo is the sign of the heart. Leo is the sign of the inherent talent and uniqueness that makes you exactly who you are and completely different from everyone else. So this new moon is inviting you to a beautiful new beginning. It's like an invitation to be fully who you are. What seeds do you want to plant? What star do you want to shine in the universe for you? How do you shine? This is the time for you to decide. So take that full moon time to push things out of your life that aren't working for you anymore so that you have room for the beautiful new beginning coming on the 21st. So you can hear more about that. You can check out my blog, writteninthestars.co, to see where those moons are affecting you most, but also keep an eye here on the YouTube channel for a couple of videos on those moons specifically. Okay, so now let's get to my line. Without further ado, on to your... Hey Capricorn, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I'm excited to read for you, especially during eclipse season. Pretty crazy stuff coming in this month. Praying for crazy good. Crazy's guaranteed. Let's see. You know, that full moon on the 7th is coming in your house of money and values. So you might be getting kind of either, it's like, are you feeling well fed by your financial situation or fed up with your financial situation? One of those, it's coming to a head in some way, whether it's completion or crisis, it's coming to a head on that Aquarius full moon, partial lunar eclipse. Capricorn, August. What does Capricorn need to know what's happening during this eclipse season for Capricorn? Crossroads, eh? Cue Bone Thugs and Harmony. Okay, Capricorn, August. What does Capricorn need to know? Capricorn Sun, wow. You're like... 9 out of 10 signs so far have gotten the Fool in their spread this month. Because, you know, clean the slate. That's what eclipses are all about. Dramatic beginnings and endings. Exiting the cave, as the Fool is wont to do. Capricorn, August. Capricorn. Capricorn. Capricorn, August 2017. What does Capricorn need to know? Their highest good. Highest good. Yay. For their highest good, Spirit. What does Capricorn need to know for their highest good? Month of August. Wow. Jeez. So many cards. Okay. This is how I usually do it. So, make sure you can see everybody here. Sorry about that, Capricorn. I'm like spatially challenged. Okay. Capricorn, August 2017. It's a very Capricornian card, like that. Capricorn, especially in the House of Money and Values. Capricorn. Whoop. Let me just throw this card totally off screen. You like that? You like that, Capricorn? Oh, that's kind of funny. It's because I didn't know my own strength. Get it? Strength card. Okay. Rim shot. Forgive me, Capricorn. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about August. You're at a crossroads, Capricorn. These are general readings, so I'm feeling like this path is going a couple ways for of course, the many Capricorns here, but because of the astrological effects, you can detect kind of certain themes that all of the signs are going through. And see what resonates with you, leave the rest. But I'm definitely hearing that a lot of you are getting the opportunity. You're at a crossroads. So many Capricorns are at a crossroads, and it's like, okay, do I remain where I am, feeling kind of stuck, feeling stuck in scarcity, in lack, in fear, that if I let go of, let's say, this job or this relationship that I'm in right now, oh my God, what if I don't get anything else? Even though you're feeling cramped, even though you're feeling like, ugh, there's so much more I want to do, I feel kind of like big fish in a small pond, I'm ready to expand. And some of you are going to expand. Some of you are going to make that decision. The fool is not the idiot. The fool is the optimist and the one who is willing to take a leap of faith. You know, people mock the fool. There's a reason they call him the fool. In the Rider-Waite deck, the image shows him walking right off a cliff, blithely like that. But I like to think of it that, you know, everybody looks at the fool like, oh, look at that idiot walking, he's about to walk over that cliff. And then he sets foot on the glass bridge and walks right across, like Looney Tunes style. Like the fool believes in himself. The fool has the faith to do what it is that he feels like, you know what, this seems fun. This seems like an adventure I would like to take. And Spirit just said you are being invited to enjoy a little romance this month. And that doesn't have to strictly mean in your relationships, though there's definitely the potential for that. You've got the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, one right after the other right here, which often to me indicates a love match. For some of you, I'm feeling like there's a man that's maybe like a little younger and a little more like impetuous, but very sweet and open-hearted. And I do feel a masculine energy, but that doesn't have anything to do with gender. So who is your knight? You know, the one who writes poetry for you and calls you up and tells you everything, like spills their heart out. Because I'm feeling you as this Queen of Cups. Again, whether you're male or female, however you identify, you are calm and wise. And that is a mark of the Queen of Cups. She's not audacious. You know, she's not super... you know, she's not the Queen of Wands. She's not someone who's gonna, like, come into a room and, like, boom, make an entrance. Like, she might slip in quietly, but you're gonna have the most fascinating conversation with her of anybody you meet that night, and you're gonna feel more seen. So you have this way, this penetrating vision, this great intuition, Capricorn. Whether or not you think of yourself as somebody who has those kinds of gifts, you do. You're very savvy. It might come in a very pragmatic form, but you're very savvy, very intuitive. And Spirit is saying that you've learned a lot. You've been through some battles recently. Like, you're feeling still quite anxious. So it's like, even if you've kind of come through, like you're past the fight, right? Let us say that, like, maybe you've managed to get yourself off of the battlefield, but you still feel those wounds. Or it's like the aftershocks, like, you know, the earthquake is over, but you still feel the aftershocks. Spirit wants to reassure you that you have learned something, that you're ready to move forward, that you're ready to move away from turmoil and turbulent waters and toward clarity. Follow your internal compass is what they're saying. Trust that deep intuition, that deep voice that is giving you wisdom, the one that you trust. It's not your fear speaking. It's not, you know, your mother or your father of old coming through. It's a deeper part of you that has compassion for you. A deeper part of you that wants you to experience the life that you're meant to live. And there's happiness and creativity here, and balance and strength and security and all these things. Now, what do you have to do? Who do you have to battle to get there? You. How many of you Capricorns have seen, you know, Scott Pilgrim versus the World? Like, do you remember, you know, spoiler alert, it's not really a spoiler. One of the exes, or one of the, you know, things that he has to fight along his way is Scott. His shadow, his, you know, him, but the dark side, or whatever. That is what you're fighting, Capricorn. And that movie is like a perfect representation for shadow work, because the only way that he can defeat, you know, Scott is to be cool with him and just chill and acknowledge that you have fear. Acknowledge that you have expectations of yourself that you're afraid that maybe you can't meet. And be kind to yourself. Acknowledge it. Bring it out into the sun. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. It's what's going to give your ideal life. This is putting it out. This obsessive rumination, this worry, this self-flagellation, Capricorn, like, don't punish yourself. Don't let your anxious thoughts keep you on a track that isn't working for you. And that's what I'm really feeling is, again, remember, some of you, it's like you have so many gifts and there's so much more out there in the world. Let go of what you know is like, this is an old skin. I have outgrown this. It doesn't feel like it fits anymore. Boom. I'm out. I'm going. Trust. Trust yourself. You are being inspired in August. You're being led. And there's no judgment. And as a matter of fact, the more you can relax about this process, the better you'll do. So, you know, don't be tricking yourself into sweating this tarot reading, for example. Don't be tricking yourself into sweating the fact that maybe, you know, you're in a little bit of scarcity or in a little bit of worry. Don't add anxiety on top of anxiety. Take a deep breath and acknowledge to yourself, okay, you know what? I'm feeling anxious. I am feeling hella fucking anxious right now. And then breathe. And just breathe. You're not trying to lie to yourself and tell yourself you don't feel it. Temperance is coming in to say, find some balance, Capricorn. You know, there's dark sides and light sides to life. Optimistic as anybody is, it would be lying to say that everything is always good, everything is always fun, everything is always easy. We wouldn't have to do much learning if that were the case. But Spirit is saying, just don't go to extremes. You know, if you've been a little, like, hedonistic, let's say, you don't need to go all the way over to Hasidic. You don't need to go from extreme to Spartan, or Spartan to extreme. It's time to find a new balance and a peace of mind, some clarity, some relaxation, some security, some balance. And how do you get that? I mean, I feel like this has been a theme for you, Capricorn. Again, Spirit is talking about shadow work. They're talking about facing the aspects of yourself that maybe feel scary. Like, oh no, I'm not ready to go access that emotion because that is just like scary and overwhelming, and like it's going to bring up a whole lot of stuff that I'm not ready to look at. But as you can see, when the lady treats the beast with compassion and gentleness, everybody, including the beast, just wants to be loved. Give the beast in you some love, Capricorn. Give yourself some compassion. When you give yourself that compassion, you give yourself clarity. That's what Spirit says. So lean on your Knight of Cups, whether that's a friend or a lover, a partner, whatever, whoever this is. Lean on them. Give yourself the nourishment that you need to find this clarity so that you can move forward. Don't be attached to these fears, because there's a reason why we call the Nine of Swords, they call it the nightmare card. What you're feeling and worrying about, the anticipation is so much worse. It's like if I took you to, you know, when you were a little child to get a shot at the doctor. The apprehension and the fear of the moment is so much worse. You're going to be okay, Capricorn. In fact, you're going to be better than okay. When I said, ooh, that's a nice Capricornian card. This is a card of wealth. This is a card of security. So it's like, wow, so you're telling me that finding clarity within myself and the strength and the, like, the intuitive guidance, the intuitive, like, confirmation that says leave the outworn situation and go ahead and go with it. Go ahead and go for my adventure. Go ahead and grow into my new skin and shed the old one. You're going somewhere beautiful, Capricorn. I love it. Let's look at the steps. Let's look at the steps Spirit wants you to take. Your practical soul. I like this. Fun fact, I have several planets in Capricorn, and Capricorns have tended to be, like, literally, let's see, the 3 best friends I've ever had in my life. Like, Capricorns, Capricorns, Capricorns. Okay. So, practicality, right, Capricorn? This is a little 5-card spread, super short, about what you can do to make the most of this month, to make the most of August. So we're going to start with a theme card and then pick 4 more cards for each element of the tarot. So earth, air, fire, water, and see what you need to do or what would be best for you to do when it comes to, like, money, relationships, creativity, and the mental realm. So let's see first, what does Capricorn most need to know, do, be, or embody in the month of August for their highest good, Spirit, always and only for their highest good? Okay, the Tower, woo, intensity, transformation. So I'm going to pull a prescription card. They're like, oh yeah, we know what we want. Okay. Wow. Well, that's quite a dynamic and quite a beautiful, actually, combination. So, detonate the Tower, Capricorn. You remember, where is he? I'm just going to find him here. You know, who wouldn't want to detonate this? If you're a king, see your crown, if you're a king and you have all this land and all this money, why would you build your teeny tiny little fortress like a sandbox, where you can't expand, where you can't grow, where you can't even invite people in? Detonate it. That's what Spirit is saying. Detonate this old life because it wasn't working for you, okay? So whatever, if this is a job, if this is a person, if this is a relationship, don't be afraid to let it go. So if something leaves your life all of a sudden, know that it's giving you momentum. The Chariot, like the top card in the tarot for victory, for overcoming the obstacles, for, in fact, like, what I really love about this is the Tower is such a scary card of, like, oh my god, calamity, and what's going to happen, this is scary. And the Chariot is the card of not only overcoming obstacles, but literally leveraging them and making them work for you. So it's like the person who goes through some scary event and then writes a book and becomes, like, a multimillionaire. Like, think of that, like, that's your mantra, Capricorn. Like, pain is money. That's kind of intense, but that's what Spirit's giving me. And like I said, Chariot is victory. So expect that. Expect the unexpected. Tiny Toon Adventures reference. If you got it, I loved you. Okay. So let's get more about this. Let's see. Let's look at job stuff, because that's often what we're afraid of, right? Is there some kind of scary thing coming around my money, my job, my resources? But what is it that Capricorn needs to know this month, in August 2017, for their highest good? What do they need to know or do, Spirit, for their highest good? Capricorn. Capricorn in August. Invest in yourself, Capricorn. Invest in your education. Whether you go literally take a class, whether you read a book on a topic that you want to know more about, or you consult Professor Google, and you figure out, like, okay, this is how I'm going to learn this skill that I really want in order to make more money. Or this is like, this is the aspect of myself that I want to cultivate. Like Spirit just said, for some of you, it's like, hey, maybe you're on a fitness journey. Maybe it's like, I really want to transform myself in this way. Whatever it is that you, like, Spirit is saying this for a lot of you is money. Like, you really want to actually start a savings account and really, like, grow your wealth. And for some of you, it's personal development. Like, oh, I want to, like, acquire this new skill or learn this philosophy or whatever. And all that can do is benefit you. The more you become of yourself, the more powerful you become. So go ahead, Capricorn, invest in yourself. Discover your new talents. Nurture it, though. This is about, like, the Page of Pentacles is about, it's the beginning. So daily practice. And be open to the messages that you receive about money. You're receiving some fortunate, synchronistic messages about money that you need. And I mean that in the sense of, like, if you're out there, you know, and you're looking for, like, oh, where should I, how do I start saving or whatever, you're going to run into somebody or a book or a video, whatever is going to land in your inbox or in your face that says, look at this is what you're trying to learn. Or, like, the skill, like they said. Someone's going to point you in the right direction. So trust life to help you grow this month, but take the opportunity. Remember that Four of Pentacles says that you could stay stuck in your sandbox if you want to. Okay. So now let's look at what you're thinking. What's on your mind? What does Capricorn need to know about the mental realm this month for their highest good, Spirit? Always for their highest good. What does Capricorn need to know? I don't think you'll have a problem with this. Capricorn, be honest. Be honest and draw lines where you have to draw lines. And by that I mean boundaries, you know? If you need to create a boundary around your time, and that includes with yourself. Like, oh shit, you know, I've been procrastinating and I really need to, like, lay down the law with myself. Well, then do so. If you want to invest in yourself, it does mean drawing lines and saying no to certain other things. And sometimes you got to be a little bit blunt. Of course, don't be a jerk, Capricorn. You can be a little dry. You can be a little bit highfalutin. And so just be careful that you're not, you know, being completely tactless. And of course you can do whatever you want. But I'm just saying, you know, honey and vinegar, that whole thing. Draw your lines and be honest. But watch out, because there is, like, Spirit is definitely giving me this sense that there could be some hurt feelings or some kind of inconveniently timed or delivered messages. Like, hey, can you polish up that delivery a little bit? If you know you're about to say something that's going to be a little bit hurtful or awkward, at least, you know, you can use your really amazing brain to craft the message to make it the best that it can be. Okay, so now let's look at what's going on in your heart in August. What does Capricorn need to know about the emotional realm, Spirit? About their feelings, how they're relating, or whether they're relating to certain people, what's going on in their relationships, in their heart, their emotions in August 2017. Capricorn, August 2017. Wow. Okay. You know me, I always listen. If they pull two, then we pull two. As long as you can see everything. Okay, you can. Okay, so blossoming partnership. Who is it that is inspiring you right now and giving you such wonderful, warm feelings, Capricorn? You did have that Knight of Cups there saying, like, there is somebody who really admires you and wants to make this offering to you, and here you have another person offering you a cup. Like, there's really something beautiful here. Like, is this a suitor? Is this, like, prince or princess on a white horse? Or is this more of, like, a creative partnership, or even, like, a beautiful new friendship? Like, wow, this person and I, we just really click. You know, those times when you meet a real soulmate. And soulmates don't have to be romantic. It's just that person that I know we just met, but I feel like I've known you forever. That kind of thing. Expect good surprises and messages, and I feel like a really lovely blossoming is happening in your partnerships. And I feel like it's new. So either there's a resurgent in a current relationship, or a lot of you Capricorns, because remember, general readings, so for some of you a resurgence, and for some of you a beautiful new relationship is blossoming. A beautiful new, like, a message is coming in. Something surprising, something that kind of makes your heart skip a beat. That's what Spirit just said. Heart skip a beat. Love it. I feel like there should be a music cue right there, but Capricorn, you get being frugal, right? Okay. So finally, let's look at what is sparking your imagination. What is lighting you up? What is stoking your fires this month, creatively, spiritually, energetically? What is lighting you up and activating you in August, Capricorn, for your highest good? For your highest good. What does Capricorn need to know about the fiery realm in August 2017? What's going on in August? Wow. Knights and pages, knights and pages. That's kind of like, even like the placement's kind of funny. A lot of people in your life too. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you Capricorns, this is coming through to me, that Knight of Wands, as again an impetuous character. So there's an impetuous character who maybe sometimes you doubt their staying power, and maybe sometimes you have to rein them in. Maybe this is to whom you're delivering kind of a message of like, oh my God, stop, or oh my God, chill, or oh my God, like, you know, XYZ. But the Knight of Wands is definitely passionate. But I do feel unreliable. So if there's somebody who is like, I really like them, they're fiery, they're interesting, they're witty, they've got a spark, you know, they've got a lot of charisma, natural charisma, but they're just kind of like, kind of unreliable. I feel like, you know, eclipses are coming in to push certain relationships out, and I feel like for some of you there's kind of like a superficial or just non-beneficial contact that is getting pushed out. I'm just the messenger, Capricorn. Please don't shoot me. And if anything, you're making room for some beautiful new relationships with people who really want to see you happy. So I like that. I like that. The change that's coming in, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it feels surprising, it's moving you in a direction that is going to feel victorious, where this one feels, I mean, much like living in a tower. It's, you know, it seems safe, but it's very isolating, and if something goes wrong, the whole thing comes apart. But you're heading towards something that has life and momentum and movement. Take care of yourself this month. Invest in yourself. Speak your truth. Give love to the right people. And you can't lose. Love it, Capricorn. You tell me, Capricorn, what are you thinking? Do you have questions? Do you have insights you want to share? You can comment below, or you can find me on social media, or if you'd like to book a personal reading and go deeper into your personal cards, I would love that. All that stuff is linked below. And I really want to say thank you again for being here. I really hope this reading is helpful for you, and that it helps you make the most of August. And most of all, I hope I see you in September. Bye, Capricorn.